Hey there, fellow pepper enthusiasts. If you've been growing peppers for any length of time, you know that mid-season is when things can either take off beautifully or start showing signs of trouble. This is exactly when your plants need you most, and today we're diving deep into the essential health checks that will keep your pepper plants thriving through the rest of the growing season. Think of this as your pepper plant's annual physical exam. Just like you wouldn't skip your doctor's appointment, your peppers deserve the same attention to catch problems early and ensure they're set up for maximum production. Whether you're growing sweet bells, fiery habaneros, or anything in between, these checks will help you identify issues before they become disasters. Your pepper plant's stem is like its main highway, transporting nutrients and water throughout the entire plant. When something goes wrong here, everything else suffers. The first test you need to master is the snap test, which will tell you immediately if your plant is still viable or if it's time to start over. Gently bend a section of the main stem about 6 inches from the base. A healthy living stem will have flexibility and bend without breaking. If it snaps cleanly with a dry, brittle sound, you're looking at a dead plant. However, don't panic if you get a clean snap. This could just mean that particular section is compromised, not necessarily the entire plant. If you see bright green tissue, congratulations. Your plant is alive and well. This green cambium is actively transporting nutrients and water, which means your plant has every chance of recovering from whatever stress it might be experiencing. However, if you scrape down to find brown, tan, or white tissue, this indicates that the vascular system has shut down in that area. Don't give up immediately though. Try the scraping test at multiple points along the stem, moving closer to the base each time until you find green tissue or reach the soil line. The root system is your pepper plant's foundation, and problems here often manifest as mysterious symptoms above ground that leave gardeners scratching their heads. Since pepper plants are particularly susceptible to root rot and other soil-borne diseases, this check is absolutely crucial for mid-season success. Carefully dig around the base of your plant, removing soil to expose the top few inches of the root system. You're looking for white, firm roots that feel substantial when you gently squeeze them. Healthy roots should have a clean, earthy smell, nothing sour or putrid. The main taproot should be thick and white with numerous smaller feeder roots branching off. If you discover compromised roots, don't panic. Pepper plants are remarkably resilient and can recover from moderate root damage if you act quickly. Carefully trim away any black or mushy roots with clean scissors, improve drainage around the plant, and reduce watering frequency while the plant recovers. Mid-season is prime time for pest populations to explode, and pepper plants face some unique challenges that other vegetables don't. The key is learning to spot the early warning signs before these invaders establish themselves and cause serious damage. Pepper weevils are among the most destructive pests you'll encounter, and they're particularly sneaky because they do most of their damage inside the fruit where you can't see them. Look for small, round holes in developing peppers, often accompanied by a fine sawdust-like material called frass. Adult weevils are tiny dark beetles about the size of a grain of rice, and they're most active during warm afternoons. Aphids are another major concern, especially the green peach aphid, which has a particular fondness for pepper plants. These tiny, soft-bodied insects cluster on new growth, under leaves, and around flower buds. They're not just unsightly, they can transmit viral diseases that will devastate your entire crop. Look for sticky honeydew residue on leaves, which attracts ants and can lead to sooty mold development. Hornworms might be large and intimidating, but they're actually easier to deal with than smaller pests because you can spot them quickly. These green caterpillars can strip a plant of its leaves overnight, so, daily inspection is crucial. Look for large dark droppings, frass, under your plants, which often appears before you spot the caterpillars themselves. Spider mites thrive in hot, dry conditions and can quickly turn healthy leaves into yellow, stippled disasters. These microscopic pests are hard to see individually, but their feeding damage creates a distinctive stippling pattern on leaves. In severe infestations, you might notice fine webbing on the undersides of leaves. Pepper plants are susceptible to several serious diseases that can wipe out an entire crop if not caught early. The key is learning to recognize the subtle early symptoms before they become obvious disasters. Bacterial spot appears as small, dark lesions on leaves that gradually expand and develop yellow halos. This disease spreads rapidly in warm, humid conditions and can quickly defoliate entire plants. Unlike fungal diseases, bacterial spot lesions tend to be more angular and confined by leaf veins. Phytophthora blight is particularly devastating because it affects the entire plant, starting with the roots and working its way up. Early symptoms include wilting during the hottest part of the day, even when soil moisture is adequate. As the disease progresses, you'll notice dark, water-soaked lesions on the stem near the soil line. Mosaic viruses create a distinctive mottled pattern on leaves, with alternating light and dark green areas. Infected plants often show stunted growth, distorted leaves, and poor fruit production. These viruses are typically spread by aphids, making pest control crucial for disease prevention. Even healthy plants can show stress symptoms when environmental conditions aren't optimal, and mid-season often brings challenges like heat stress, water stress, and nutrient deficiencies. Heat stress manifests as leaf curl, where leaves fold upward along their midrib to reduce surface area exposed to the sun. You might also notice blossom drop, where flowers fall off before setting fruit. This is completely normal during extreme heat waves, and plants usually recover when temperatures moderate. Water stress can be tricky because both overwatering and underwatering cause similar symptoms. Wilting is the most obvious sign, but look at the soil moisture level and the pattern of wilting. Underwatered plants typically wilt during the hottest part of the day but recover in the evening. Overwatered plants stay wilted and often develop yellowing leaves that drop off. Nutrient deficiencies? Well, they show up as specific patterns of discoloration. Nitrogen deficiency causes older leaves to turn yellow and drop off, starting from the bottom of the plant. Magnesium deficiency creates interveinal chlorosis, which means yellow areas appear between the green leaf veins, and calcium deficiency, that one often manifests as blossom end rot in developing fruits. The best defense against mid-season problems is a good offense, and that means implementing preventative measures before problems become serious. Regular preventative spraying can keep minor issues from becoming major disasters. A weekly spray rotation works wonders for maintaining plant health. Alternate between organic fungicides like neem oil or copper-based products for disease prevention and organic insecticides for pest control. Always spray in the early morning or late evening to avoid leaf burn and maximize effectiveness. Soil health is equally important, and mid-season is an excellent time to add compost or organic matter around your plants. This improves drainage, feeds beneficial soil microorganisms, and provides slow-release nutrients that support continued growth and fruit production. Now that you know what to look for, make these health checks a weekly routine. Set aside time every weekend to walk through your pepper garden with a critical eye, checking each plant systematically. Keep a garden journal to track what you find. Patterns often emerge that help you predict and prevent future problems. Remember, healthy pepper plants are productive pepper plants. By catching problems early and addressing them promptly, you'll ensure a bountiful harvest that makes all your hard work worthwhile. Your peppers are counting on you to be their health advocate. If this guide helped you become a better pepper parent, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and share this video with fellow gardeners. Together, we can help more people grow amazing peppers and create thriving gardens that produce incredible harvests season after season.